A lot of people have this weird misconception about what real estate is really going to be. I think we romanticize how real estate should look, that we're going to make all this crazy amount of money. And that's just not the case. So, in this video, I want to go over some of the things that I went through, some of the things that challenged me being a new real estate agent, even being in the industry for many years, but still going into the sales side of it was completely different. Hey, my name is Iris. I'm a real estate agent, and I actually just went over to LPT Realty. I'm super excited about all of the things that this company has to offer, and I'll go into that in a later video. But this is my brand new channel to help real estate agents reach their goals through content marketing, getting leads through email marketing, social media marketing, YouTube, as I've had a ton of success doing this myself. People are always asking me how I do all these different things. So I love to share my templates. And so if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to subscribe. And the links are going to be down underneath in the description. And then also a booking link. If you want to know more, if you want to push yourself and grow your business and scale it the way that I've scaled it, we can definitely meet up and set up a call. I would love to learn about your real estate needs. Today's video is just talking about some things that a new real estate agent might want to do, because the stats are pretty staggering when it comes to real estate agents leaving the industry. And it's really not just the industry of real estate. It's all businesses. It's a lot of hard work to keep a business going because people don't realize that they have to chase other people. They are either chasing the business, or you are chasing invoices, or you're trying to convince people to pay you. And then the overhead fees get pretty insane. And so it's not as easy as it looks, but we tend to romanticize it and glamorize it on social media, because a lot of agents will post themselves on trips and doing all these fun and crazy things, but it's not always sunshine and rainbows on the other side. There are some agents that are truly suffering, and they're racking up credit cards to do all these fun things to make their lifestyles look a certain way. And like this video if you can relate, or if you know somebody that has done that. My biggest thing is just being open and honest. I'm a realist, and so I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I have a lot of experience. Like I said earlier in the video, since 2014, I had been working in real estate. I started as a RE/MAX front desk gal. Then I started doing contracts, and then so answering phones, doing all the admin stuff, basically. So I saw all the realtors, I saw all the real estate agents, I saw their checks, the amount of money that they made. And I was like, wow, this is a $30,000 check. Like, I could totally do this. These agents don't even know how to upload their documents. Like, I can totally do this and do it way better. Little did I know that is not true. And really, in real estate, it's all about who you know. Unless you can do online marketing really well, but you got to be after it. You got to know a lot of people, and those people have to have money, or they have to have assets in real estate to sell. And if you don't have that, you have to figure out different ways. Now, there's a lot of different things that you can do, like door knocking or cold calling, those very old traditional ways of doing real estate, open houses, flyers, marketing, all that kind of thing. But I've always thought that scaling through content marketing was going to be the way that I did it, because for one, I am naturally introverted. And so when I go out and I talk to all these people all day long, it's kind of exhausting. So instead of making appointments all day long, I just sit here and I create videos. And last year I did really well from my YouTube channel, and I've gotten a lot of leads through Facebook, but those tend to be a little bit harder to convert, especially when it's completely oversaturated with real estate agents. Like in our market, I don't know if it's this way in yours, but you can have a person asking for a realtor and they will get spammed with tons and tons of messages, unsolicited messages. So people will post anonymously so that they don't get spammed with a bunch of messages in their messenger inbox. There would be, anywhere between 600 and 800 comments of all the agents and I mean, who has time to read all of that? And oftentimes I feel like it's a flex on Facebook. So maybe they want to see another person, or maybe they want to show like another person in the group that they're buying a house or they're thinking about selling just to get the attention. And so it's just hard with Facebook. It's kind of like take it with a grain of salt. And then you're competing, like I said, with hundreds and hundreds of agents. And so I had to find a way to stand out. I actually started a real estate company during COVID, and I quit my job, went full time doing real estate marketing. Because as I was in real estate, I was pretty good at marketing. I used to market with my girlfriends. We would go to like New Mexico, take pictures, edit them, right? And then we talk about when we should post them. Like everyone's online at this time, so we're going to post at this time. And then you're going to post it because you have more friends and you're going to comment on it. And then, it was just like how we strategized it. And I had no idea that this was a legitimate business where you could actually strategize, but for your business. We were just doing it because we were young girls and just wanted to have a presence online. But so that's how I started my company, company of marketing for real estate agents. So yeah, everyone just naturally came to me because they knew that I could help. They knew that I knew what I was doing. And then it just kind of birthed into this business. So people were asking me, hey, can you show me how to do this? And then they wouldn't want to figure it out. So then they would ask me to do it. And that was great, but I was not able to scale that back then. Now I know how to. I was able to leverage virtual assistants, and I figured out a way to develop some operating procedures so that everything is done systematically and the service can be done well. So I've got a really good team behind me now. But in the beginning, I was just all over the place. I didn't know what my offer was, so I was basically doing everything, which led to burnout, and agents were yelling at me, and I don't like to be yelled at. Like, no, you're not going to yell at me. So I quickly quit that, and I was like, well, I'm just going to focus on real estate. I had my license because I was doing TC work. I was just going to see how that would work. I figured if these guys can do it, then I can definitely do it. And I did. My first year was tough because lead gen is the play. Like you have to know how to get people to buy and sell from you. And it's a lot harder than it looks, especially nowadays where everybody knows at least, what is it now, 7 to 9 real estate agents. And it was constantly this, oh, they went with someone else that they knew better or that they knew longer, or they went with someone who had more experience, whatever the excuse was. And there was one time I interviewed 3 different times for the same stupid listing, and I'll never forget it because I was so angry and irritated because I went out there and I spent so much time with this woman. I sent her CMAs because she kept asking me for CMAs. And so I would give them to her. I went out to her house. I gave her, all the information just for her to go with another agent that said that they can sell it for even more, which we all know is usually a lie. The market is going to determine the price. But anyway, I was just in tears. I needed the money to pay my bills. Like I was behind, and my first year I only sold 4 homes. And when you're a brand new agent, you have to pay mentor fees. And so it really just sucks up all of your capital, and it really derails. I felt so low, and I was in a very dark place. I don't share this often because it's super emotional, but I was in a super dark place, and I actually had to Uber. Even thinking about it gets me all emotional. And then I was donating plasma so that I can pay my bills, get my kids Christmas presents, because it was Christmas time and I was freaking out. Like I was not sleeping well. I would wake up with this heaviness on my chest, like anxiety through the roof. It was so miserable. I couldn't look my husband in the face. But that gave me the motivation to get my ass in gear. Like, I'm not going to sit here and play victim. I'm going to get up and I'm going to figure this out. And I had heard about YouTube, and I knew that my friends were all making money on YouTube. So I was like, well, let me just give this a shot. What's the worst that could happen? It doesn't work. So I'm making all the videos, and I've been doing it for a year. I'm cranking out videos once a week. Like they said, I took a course. And she was like, do this, have a landing page, have an opt-in offer. We had, at the time, it was a relocation guide that we had a template for. I'm like, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Like, none of this is working. I'm getting a ton of views. I actually had a few subscribers trickle in, but I wasn't getting any sales. Well, one day, a guy named Eric called me on the phone and he said, "Hey, is this Iris on YouTube? I found your channel on YouTube. I was just Googling Colorado Springs real estate agent. And I wanted to know if you needed help with your videos." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I do. Actually, I am desperately need help with my videos." And so he gave me some tips. He gave me some scripts. And to this day, I owe like the credit of fixing my channel to him because he showed me you have to do everything hyper local. If you want to sell property in your area, you're going to have to do it very current and very hyper local. So he said, just add a 2023 or, at the time it was a 2021 or 2022 at the end of every video. And so I did that, like cost of living 2023, the housing market for Colorado Springs in 2023. And I was able to rank that way. So then I started getting reach outs. And as soon as he helped me optimize my channel, I ended up closing $2 million in sales in just one weekend. And so after that, I was so giddy. I could not believe that this had worked. And I went on to sell a ton more houses that year. This was actually last year. And I still get leads and calls today and everything. And I also get leads from Facebook and social media. People are always asking me how I could help their family members or someone they know with real estate or themselves. So I thought, well, this is it because I've tried the other way, but I just always thought I can't meet with all these people. Like, I'm exhausted. You have to buy coffee. And so by the end of the day, you're broke. I wanted to figure out a way to scale. So now my channel gets thousands of views a week and they're high intent. Usually when people go on YouTube, it's very high intent. They're specifically searching or wanting to know about a certain neighborhood. Whereas Facebook, they're just wanting to be entertained. It's like a vapor, very short-lived. On YouTube, I like to think of it as real estate. It kind of matures as it grows. And so the longer a video sits, the better it tends to do. On Facebook, it's the complete opposite. And Instagram, and those social media types. TikTok is more of a search engine, so you will be able to get leads. And I have gotten leads that way. I'm just not consistent with it because of all the controversy around it. I just haven't applied myself to TikTok as much, but I know people are doing deals and selling on there as well. And so my goal has always been to build a brand. I don't want to be fed leads, Zillow leads. I don't want to build for someone else. And that's what I felt. This is part of why I went to LPT Realty because I've been to RE/MAX, been to 3 different RE/MAXs. I went to EXP. I was at a small boutique for like a day. So I've been to several different agencies. The reason why I went to LPT was because there was no fee per month, which I thought was too good to be true, right? There's a book called The $1 Million Offer by Alex Hermosi, and he says to basically create an offer where people are stupid if they say no. That's summed up, but I'll put that book in the description too, so you can find it if you want to read it. But that's how I felt LPT was. The offer was so good that you would be stupid not to take it. And I felt that, but I was so worried. I kept bouncing around agencies. I might go to KW. I interviewed over there a couple times. And then I thought about Coldwell Banker, but I wasn't like, I knew that I wouldn't fit in there. It wasn't something I wanted to do. I interviewed at Real. I met a few agents over at Real and I loved it. I thought Real was great, but I didn't want to be passive about my life, my income. Like, I've got 5 kids. I have things to do. Like, I'm on the move. I want to go after it, get after it. And I want to be around people that are like me, who want to be fit, who are going to the gym, who are focusing on self-development. And that was one of the things I could not get at the old school brokerages. they were, much older and established, and they were just kind of doing their own thing. And I'm like, well, shoot, I'm a newer agent. Like, I want to figure out how to get leads and not from referrals. Cause again, I had tried that. Referrals are great when they're great. But like I said, there's a lot of agents. There's in Colorado Springs about 4,600 agents, and I know in other markets there's a lot more, like Arizona and Florida. We don't have a lot of houses for sale, and so 1,600 homes, 4,600 agents. You do the math. Like it's not gonna work that way. So I just needed to be able to get a bunch of leads. Anyway, all that to say, I wasn't getting fed in that way. I just learned a lot of old school things, which I think are great because you can learn a lot from someone who's been in the industry 40 years, 30 years, 20 years. But for me, they were already established. They got most of their referrals. And I also wanted to do the online thing. I just thought it was, more scalable. It was more fun for me. Like making videos was fun for me. I'm from a younger generation and I love to have fun when I'm working. So this is fun. And I'm super grateful for the opportunity, and being at LPT helps me to fund my own marketing instead of funding the overhead, like a traditional brokerage. They've got to pay for their buildings. They got to pay for their staff. They have to pay, not that LPT doesn't have staff, but not as much staff to basically sit in an office all day long and be inside of a building. But, they have to pay for equipment like printing gear and, all these different things. They have to charge for that. And so what I loved about LPT was that I can take that back, market for myself, use my resources to build my own business, which thus builds everybody's, as we have that rev share together. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you liked this video, make sure that you subscribe because I'll be posting content like this, teaching you how to do social media, how I did it. I got tons of templates to give away. And so my name is Iris, and I thank you for watching this video. And if you want to learn more, feel free to reach out, call, text, or email, and I'll talk to you soon.